Hey everybody. Happy holidays. This week's video is just going to be a short little one. Um yeah, I'm just going to, as you saw by the title of the video, I'm just going to explain how I use my snow paste. I'll explain how to make it, how to use it, how you can do some cool effects with it. So, yeah, happy holidays everyone. Let's get on with the video. So the snow paste is pretty easy to make. All you're going to need is some baking soda, some white paint, some PVA glue, and something to mix it in. I'm just using the bottom of a water bottle, and something to mix it with, and some water. Also, you might want to use a crappy brush for applying the paste, just so you don't ruin any of your nice ones. So, scoop as much baking soda into your mixing cup as you want. Uh, Remember, the more baking soda you use, the more uh, PVA and white paint you'll have to use. And just add both of those in almost even quantities. And then add a little bit of water just to make that solution less viscous and a little easier to mix. So begin to mix the mixture until it's all one uniform texture and it starts to clump together, as you see there. It'll kind of be the texture of toothpaste, but it'll have that baking soda in it, of course. And just add ingredients based on whatever you need. If you need it stickier, add more glue. If you need it thicker, add more baking soda. So to demonstrate the properties of this solution, I am going to make a little diorama using this little Sherman that Everett painted up. Thanks for doing that. So I'm just going to cut a piece of medium chipboard to size around this Sherman. I use a metal ruler and I use a little X-Acto knife whenever I'm cutting. Just do lots of runs, pushing down slightly more with the X-Acto knife each time. Make sure to be careful. I know I'm cutting towards myself, but just be careful whenever you're doing this. Then you should be able to pop the piece of chipboard out, just like that. So then I'm just going to trace an outline of the Sherman, just so I know what I want to do around the Sherman. Yeah, just be careful with the knife. And I'm going to add a little bit of texture to the ground by clumping up some tinfoil and making a little hill just to the left of the Sherman. So I shape the tinfoil, and I'm too lazy to get out my hot glue gun, so I'm just going to add a little bit of super glue. Super glue is not that great with tinfoil, and I recommend using hot glue, but I was just too lazy. So I stuck the aluminum foil on there, or tinfoil or whatever, and I'm also going to add a little log, just to make it look like the tank has done some damage or that it's been in the battlefield. Again, I just stick it down using some super glue, then just hold it there, and then I'm going to start applying my snow paste. So first thing I recommend doing is, I had to mess around with this a little bit. Apply some PVA glue to your diorama or your surface before you add a lot of the snow paste. For a little bit of snow paste, it's fine. It should have enough PVA glue just to glue it to the surface. But if you're doing a massive project, or even like something a little bit smaller like this, I recommend adding some PVA just to stick that down. And then spread the snow all over the surface just like a cake, and even it out and mess around with it to your liking. If you want some parts higher, add more and smooth it down. If you want some parts lower, then remove some. And just remember to use some PVA just to cement it down a bit. I'm just adding some snow to the sides to try and hide that chipboard. So you can see that's what it kind of looks like after the first little run. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some more baking soda on it to make that snow kind of look like powdery, like a powder snow. And then I'm going to take my tank and I'm just going to push the treads into the snow to make a little imprint where the tank would have gone with the treads. So you can see there's the tank treads, and you can see how the surface of the snow is a little bit more powdery. So there's the diorama, almost completed. what I'm going to do is, because that tank is massive and that snow is not very thick, it's going to be pulling up mud and dirt with its tracks. So I'm going to use some heavily diluted smoke by Vallejo. This is one of my all-time favorite paints. And I'm just going to paint a little bit of mud in and around the tracks and wherever that tank moved. And then what I'm going to do to add some texture is I'm going to grab a little bit of sawdust. You can just go down to your local hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, and trust me, you can find sawdust all over the place there. And I'm going to add some water and some smoke to that paint. That sawdust will really give that mudded texture. You can use any texture paste or whatever you want. I wouldn't recommend sand, but of course you can still use it. And then I'm just going to add a little stick from that fallen down tree, and we're done. Roll the montage. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment of what you want us to do next, or just feel free to leave your support. If you like our channel, you can subscribe. It helps us a lot. And I hope you guys have some awesome holidays. See you next time. Peace.